Good morning, guys. Unfrequented World. So I just got a response from the city. This will probably be a fairly short video. If you've been watching my fight with the city over the recycling bins, they've decided after 6 years of taking a garbage style bin that I have, that's not acceptable. So we talked about that in the last video. I'm going to give you a very thorough, in-depth environmental response the city gave me after the letter that I wrote and read to you guys last time. So here is the city's response. Hi, Gary. The recycling bin from Sudbury is not an accepted receptacle as it cannot be hooked to the side of the vehicle. Thanks. So that was their reply to my well thought out environmental provoking letter. So, pissed off Gary has wrote a final response. Not actually expecting anything to come of this because I don't have the time or energy to go anywhere with this. I'm not going to get anywhere. But this is the small-minded thinking that, you know, just proves that the city's process has nothing to do with environment. It has to do with green, but not the green we're excited about, right? So here's my response. Thanks for the thorough, in-depth, environmentally concerned response. I guess making and adding silly rules to make it harder for people to recycle is probably for the best. Since you guys insist on using these antiquated 1990s style boxes that fit on the truck, that is a plus. I will remind the city about the part I mentioned in the last letter. These bins don't work for the environment. However, I concede if they fit on the truck. I guess I'll just have to work on that thing I have called a conscience. Back to these city bins. All of the light plastics blow out and plug the ditches come spring. I have gathered 3 bags of recycling just 2 weeks ago, and I am not the only guy out here cleaning these ditches. I have never seen a city employee down here ever in 6 years. North Bay needs some forward-thinking environmentalists on staff, not just economists. I guess I sigh in resignation as we realize it really is all about green. It's too bad the city's green is a different type. Well, the green, and of course having boxes that fit on the truck. In the future, you could have your guys, if they decide out of the blue to not take a bin they've been taking for 6 years, to at least empty the bin and give the household a warning. Rather than just decide it's okay to have a family keep the recycling for another 2 weeks and then try to squeeze it into less bins as they had the week before, because now the city is not taking their biggest and best bin. But I digress. My inconvenienced life is trivial to the woes the recycling guy has when the bin doesn't fit on the truck. I should have said planet there, really, right? Who gives a shit about the planet and actually doing something to help clean up, right? I really do appreciate the time and effort you put into this. Don't get me wrong. We all love a good solution where the city and its people work together to solve issues. I'm so glad my concerns have been addressed by a one-line statement that clearly let me know that what works for the bin emptier is best. But if the bin doesn't fit, the bin doesn't fit, right? I would also like to suggest that the city start a department for cleaning ditches and not just the local parks. It would be nice to see some of my green the city takes used for the green I love. I guess you can just pass on my suggestions. I'm sure the city is interested and has the budget as always to do the right thing, as it has proven in the past. That's a kickback to the last letter I wrote. Oh wait, sorry. I was confusing my last city, Sudbury, to my favorite city, the one I actually live in now. It's a shame we have no forward thinkers here. I really do love North Bay. I think it's wonderful that North Bay has infinite landfill space and that you can pick and choose who to accept recycling from. You've probably deleted this by now, so I won't carry on. I will continue to do what is right for the environment, though, and not for the lazy bin collector. Peace out, mic drop, Gary C. Reed. And at this point, I know I'm just talking to a brick wall. They're going to get this, they're going to look. I don't even think they read the last letter. Apparently, they've never read any letter I've ever written them. It almost makes me say, you know what? I don't have anything better to do with my time. Gary should go down there, join city council, go to the meetings, and run for a position. Can't do any worse, could we? Really? I mean, come on. If you've been an environmental coordinator for any large industrial company here in the north, you could easily work for the city. You wouldn't have half the responsibility, I don't think, in terms of reporting. It's all budget, right? That's all the city cares about, is the city budget. So I would hate that, and after 2 weeks I'd quit. I know that because I want to do the right thing. I actually want to see the proper decisions made to facilitate environmental growth, cleaning, awareness. Not what's best for the bin carrier, right? I don't care about the bin carrier. He should feel good about doing his job. They empty the bins and half the stuff falls on the ground, they leave it. They don't even pick it up. The same thing with the garbage, right? If the garbage spills, if you have loose stuff in the bottom of a garbage bin here, and they take it and they dump it and the bag comes out, or they pull the bag out, sometimes they don't even empty the bin because they pull the bag out and they don't even look in the bottom. But anything that falls on the ground is left there, and then when you come home, you've got to pick all of this up. Again, I digress, right? Anyway, that's the conclusion of where Gary got with fighting the city on these bins. Yeah, it really annoys me, makes me angry. But I will continue. You know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you guys what I'm going to do. I am going to put that bin back out this week and see what happens. So I don't know. So I'm going to put that bin back out this week with the same crap that was in it from last week, and we'll see what happens. Follow up to follow.